because he is standing up for white farmers.
Let me ask you this, because everybody says that. Define to me who his base is.
For people who have voted for Donald Trump, who feel that there is a threat of immigration excessively, and who are feared for their position.
Are they Republicans or Democrats?
I don't think they're necessarily either. I've met both. But absolutely both.
So probably a lot of Democrats in Rust Belt states, maybe, who put him over the top?
Some Democrats.
Right. And so we're talking about people who are driven emotionally and voting-wise by notions of white racial grievance. Those are the people who care. That's why he mentioned
if people are voting that way, they're wrong, and you're not going to convince me, however, that they are. I believe they're voting on economic issues of their house.
There's no proof of that. There's no, like the economic anxiety argument has never lasted. It is not true. And the president's focus on NFL players and police and law and order is based on the fact that he knows racial grievance works for him.
But overwhelmingly, most Americans believe we should stand for the flag. It doesn't mean that they want to take anybody's First Amendment rights away.
Right, but the notion that it's racial grievance and that's what drives Trump is what we're talking about.
The roundtable's going to stay with us. I like this because I think it's true, and I think we know what we're talking about here. Up next, these three will tell me something I don't know. You want your hardball.
A hotel can make or break a trip. And at Expedia, we don't think you should be rushed into booking one. That's why we created Expedia's Add-on Advantage. Now after booking your flight, you unlock discounts on select hotels, right until the day you leave. Add-on Advantage. Discounted hotel rates when you add on to your trip. Only when you book with Expedia.
Introducing new SmartMouth Premium Zinc Ion Toothpaste.
It is just a different kind of clean feel. There's no gritty, everything feels smooth in there, and it really lasts.
Find SmartMouth Toothpaste right next to SmartMouth Mouthwash at Walgreens and Walmart.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Will. So, I think I got to get my roof repaired. Do you know anybody?
Yeah, actually, I might.
Great. Get me some additional quotes. Research the average price for the job in this area and book the job for 2 weeks from now. On Wednesday. No, wait. Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday's better.
You can't expect your neighbors to do everything Home Advisor can. So to find and instantly book a top-rated home pro for free, just ask Home Advisor.
Home Advisor. So you have your headphones, chair, and your laptop, 24/7 tech support.
Yep. Thanks, guys. I think he might need some support.
Yes. Start them off right with the school supplies they need at low prices all summer long. Like these, for only $2 or less at Office Depot Office Max.
We'll be right back with the Hardball Roundtable. And up next, these three will tell me something I don't know. You're watching the Hardball.
Hi there. This is a commercial about insurance. Now, I know you're thinking, I don't want to hear about insurance. Because let's be honest, nobody likes dealing with insurance, right? Which is why Esurance hired me, Dennis Quaid, as their spokesperson, because apparently I'm highly likable.
I like Dennis Quaid.
Aw. And they want me to let you know that, cue over dramatic music, they're on a mission to make insurance painless.
Excuse me. Did you drop this?
They know it's confusing. I really have no idea what I'm getting, Dennis Quaid. That's why they're making it simple. Man and Cafe. And they know it's expensive.
Yeah.
So they're making it affordable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a proper.
Now, you might not believe any of this, since this is a television commercial. But that's why they're being so transparent. Anyways, this is the end of the commercial, where I walk off into a very dramatic sunset to reveal the new Esurance tagline, so that you'll remember it. Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
I've been friends with Brett Kavanaugh for 35 years. I've never thought about doing a TV commercial. I'm not involved in politics. I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I believe that we need to have bright, curious, open-minded, thoughtful, empathetic people who are judges. And I trust that Brett is that person. He's dedicated to his work. He's dedicated to his family. He's of the highest integrity as a person. And I believe that he would be a great Supreme Court justice.
Fidelity is redefining value for investors. Introducing zero account fees for brokerage accounts. And zero minimums to open an account. We have Fidelity mutual funds with zero minimum investment. And now, only Fidelity offers 2 zero expense ratio index funds directly to investors. Because when you invest with Fidelity, all those zeros really add up.
We're back with the Hardball to a caddy. Caddy K, tell me something I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little break from politics. We're all married, I think, so this doesn't necessarily apply to us. But The Economist has a new cover story out today on how all of our habits are changing because of smartphones. One of the biggest habits that's changing is relationships in a marriage. You will never believe this. 1/3 of marriages in America today start through online dating sites.
They start that way.
Yeah. They come from online dating sites.
No more bar scenes.
Forget the bar. Just go online.
Look, everybody wanted Facebook to make big changes after 2016, and they have. They've made it much more restrictive for political candidates. They changed the calculus of how you get a message out. The problem is it's hurting people that it shouldn't be. What's going to happen is there's going to be less spending on Facebook in 2018 and 2020, and the people are going to get hurt are the candidates with the least amount of money.
Which is the biggest Republican upset this fall coming up? What's the biggest upset in the Senate House?
Well, you know I have to say Bob Casey losing to
Okay, well, I knew you had that.
Randolph County, Georgia. There is a big decision tomorrow by county officials as to whether they're going to close from having 9 voting centers to only 2 voting centers in a county that is 60% African American.
I wonder why.
Yes, exactly. But the plan is even worse than you think. The 2 voting centers would be separated in the black and the white parts of town. The black part of town, even though it's got 3 times as much of a population.
It's like men's rooms and women's rooms.
Yes.
You got to allow for proportions. Anyway, thank you, Caddy K. I know this stuff. John Bravender, Jason Johnson. When we return, let me finish tonight with Trump Watch. You're watching Hardball.
We have a bunch of questions. Have we ever seen anything like that before in American governance? Did this thing actually end? Is it still going on? Am I asking the right questions here? That's the heart of the matter, right? Should those dots be connected? Do I have that right? Am I right to see it that way? How are we supposed to know? What do you make of that decision? Is that accurate? What does that sound like to you? Is that weird? What does that mean? It sounds a little nuts, right? Is it fair to say? What's going on with that? Why is this happening? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Lots more to get to tonight. Stay with us.
Dear foremothers, your society was led by a woman who governed thousands, commanded armies, yielded to no one. When I found you in my DNA, I learned where my strength comes from. My name is Courtney McKinney, and this is my Ancestry DNA story.
Now, with 2 times more geographic detail than other DNA tests, order your kit at AncestryDNA.com.
Your brain changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Baby boomers, here's something you should know. There's a serious virus out there that 1 in 30 boomers has, yet most don't even know it. A virus that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. Hep C can hide in the body for years without symptoms. Left untreated, it can lead to liver damage, even liver cancer. The only way to know if you have Hep C is to ask your healthcare provider for this simple blood test. If you have Hep C, it can be cured. For us, it's time to get tested. It's the only way to know for sure.
The ADT yard sign stands watch over your home and family with 140 years of tested, trusted, 24/7 protection. Now get our lowest rate for fast response monitoring at just $28.99 a month. About $1 a day. Call today.
Directions to the nightclub here, and if you get lost, just hit me on the old horn.
Tom's my best friend, but ever since he bought a new house,
It's a $10 cover. Oh, okay. You can see that on the website.
he's been acting more and more like his dad.
Come on, guys, jump in. The water's fine. Tom Pritchard. How we doing? Hi there, Tom Pritchard. Can we get a round of jalapeno poppers for me and the boys, please? I've been saving a lot of money with Progressive lately, so.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
This is your month to get the Audi you've always wanted during Audi Minter's Summer of Audi sales event. Get an all-new 2018 A4 for only $399 a month, or the 2018 Q5 for only $489 a month. Hurry in or shop MinterAudi.com. A driver on the Penske Cleveland team.
Sunday mornings, take an in-depth look at your community. In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, a half-hour show dedicated to the important issues.
We're going to instantly see the results.
Driven to bring decision-makers together. I can both probably relate to that. And committed to elevating discussion and debate. Your community, your state, your show.
If people are talking about it, so are we.
In Focus with Mike Kallmeyer, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on Spectrum Sports.
This is your month to get the Audi you've always wanted during Audi Minter's Summer of Audi Sales Event. Get an all-new 2018 A4 for only $399 a month, or the 2018 Q5 for only $489 a month. Hurry in or shop MinterAudi.com. A driver on the Penske Cleveland team.
Trump Watch Thursday, August 23rd, 2018. Here's the problem, Donald Trump's problem. His problem is that he's done business, chosen to do business with people who've conducted their lives in ways that have left them open to criminal prosecution. It's that simple. What do Michael Cohen and Paul Manafort have in common? Both are now headed to prison because they've been credibly charged with federal crimes. They've spent their lives skirting the law in order to make money, and now, probably because of their association with Donald Trump, they've been caught. Cohen and Manafort are men that Donald Trump has deliberately chosen to do business with, and because of that long series of decisions, he finds himself facing the menace of men now, forced by their own self-interest to either turn against him or detain him by their mere association with him. Got it? This is why the man living upstairs in the home of our presidents finds himself up at 1 o'clock in the morning tweeting in capital letters, denying charges and decrying as unfair the forces coming to get him. This battle between he and Robert Mueller is a competition. Mueller wants evidence and is squeezing men, vulnerable men, to get that evidence. But it wasn't Mueller's doing that men like Cohen and Manafort exist. The prosecution didn't surround Trump with men vulnerable to criminal indictment, men who could be squeezed for the truth, squeezed to betray whatever loyalty they might have once felt duty-bound to show this president. It was Donald J. Trump who recruited those men. They are the kind of people with whom Trump finds himself comfortable, not a Boy Scout among them. And this is why he's up at 1 o'clock in the morning, sending out 21st century distress signals, not because Robert Mueller is on his tail, but the trail of criminal associations Trump himself has spent his life building. To quote the Meyer Lansky character in Godfather 2, this is the business he chose. And that's Hardball for now. Thanks for being with us. All In with Chris Hayes starts right now.
Tonight on All In.
I've had many friends involved in this stuff. It's called flipping, and it almost ought to be illegal.
The president rails against flipping.
I know all about flipping. For 30, 40 years, I've been watching flippers.
As his former fixer tries to cooperate with the Mueller probe. Yeah, are we good? Then
I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend David.
Our friend David, who publishes the National Enquirer, granted immunity in the Cohen case. Plus,
I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job.
Donald Trump openly addressing impeachment.
I think impeachment would be totally horrible.
And the president redoubles his attacks on his own attorney general.
I put an attorney general that never took control of the Justice Department, Jeff Sessions. Never took control of the Justice Department.
With new support from certain Republican senators.
After the election, I think there will be some serious discussions about a new attorney general.
But All In starts right now. Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Today, Donald Trump, sounding more like some sort of mafia capo than the president of the United States, went on national television and railed against the rats, suspects who flipped to cooperate with law enforcement. He said the whole practice should perhaps itself be illegal. And tonight, we are reminded again just why it is the president feels so strongly about this matter. Breaking news from the Associated Press that executives of the National Enquirer, the Trump-aligned supermarket tabloid, kept in their offices a safe vault filled with documents on hush money payments it made for and damaging stories it killed about one Donald J. Trump. The man who reportedly kept that safe was just granted immunity for cooperating with law enforcement. A source telling NBC News that David Pecker, CEO of the Enquirer's parent company, America Media Inc., was granted immunity for providing information in the probe of Michael Cohen. According to other outlets, the editor-in-chief of the Enquirer, Dylan Howard, got a similar deal. The AP reports that the two men, fearful that the Trump documents might be used against AMI, removed them from the safe in the weeks before the president's inauguration. It is unclear whether the documents have been destroyed or simply moved to a location known to fewer people. According to prosecutors, Pecker and Howard both played a role in the campaign finance violations to which Cohen pleaded guilty this week, crimes that he, of course, says that the President of the United States directed him to carry out. It was Pecker and Howard who paid off Karen McDougal to cover up her allegation of an affair with then-candidate Trump. and who tipped off Cohen when Stormy Daniels was preparing to go public with her allegation just before the election. Allegedly, AMI first made an arrangement with the president long before that. According to the Trump documents, all the way back in August 2015, just at the beginning of the Trump campaign, in coordination